Hey, what's happening, everybody? It is time for another episode of Jason's Tiki Adventures. This time it is Destination Portland Tiki Bars. Aloha and hello, everybody. How is everybody doing? I know it's been a while since my last Tiki adventure, but I haven't been anywhere. But now I'm traveling quite a bit, so we got them lined up. So tonight is Portland Tiki Bars, and the reason I wrote the word Tiki Bars is because there's going to be a second Portland episode in a couple of weeks as I'm going back to Portland for the Tiki Con event, which we'll talk about in a minute or towards the end of the show coming up. And I have another episode ready to go for next week too. So a lot of new episodes. But tonight, from a couple weeks ago, I was in Portland hitting all the Tiki Bars. And so tonight we'll be talking Tiki Bars in Portland. Now, for those of you who've never seen the show, excuse me, it is about my travels as I travel the country teaching eBay classes. And I tend to go where there are Tiki Bars. So this is my ode to the bars I go to, or to other Tiki places or events. And it's kind of like a travelogue show. So I'll talk about the bars, if you go, what you should order, what you should skip, what you should see, what you shouldn't see, that kind of thing. And this is being broadcast live from my home Tiki Bar, which is the Den of Sin. Artwork designed by world-famous Tiki artist Doug Horn. And in my awesome Den of Sin cocktail glasses, I am having some rum, and tonight we are drinking Kaloa, or I drank because it's all empty now. The Kaloa coconut rum is really good. That's some good ass coconut rum. This is like the opposite of Malibu. This is really good, legit coconut rum. All right, no Malibu. All right. So without further ado, let's hop right into it. Now, if you've never seen the show, I'm going to talk about where I've been. And like I said, I'll show you a bunch of pictures and talk about the drinks and the good and the bad. And then we have a couple segments. We have the marketplace. I have a few things for sale. And then the newest Tiki mugs to the collection of Tiki Pug here in the house. So let's hop right into it. All right. So there is no trip to Portland that isn't complete without going to Hale Pele. Now, my friend Blair opened Hale Pele a few years ago. Well, many years ago, I guess. It's been a long time now. And is one of the premier Tiki bars in the country, so much so that here's the gang of us waiting in line for it to open. Yes, you know you're at a good quality Tiki bar that is going to fill up the second it opens when you wait in line. You do that at Tiki Tea in Hollywood, and you definitely do it at Hale Pele in Portland. Now, just a little bit of the decor. This is their main Tiki. It's kind of a unique little Tiki space, Tiki bar, because the bar is lower than the patrons, so that's a little weird, a little different. And here's just kind of an overall shot. That's pretty much the whole bar. You're seeing about 2/3 of the bar there. Pretty much the whole bar, but very cool, very packed to the hilt. Tiki, the lights, the thatch, the lahala, the matting, everything. The light up puffer fish in the foreground here inside the fishing float. And what you're seeing the lower back right there is they have a little kitchen. So some Tiki bars like Frankie's Tiki Room here in Vegas, Tiki Tea in Hollywood, you cannot get food. But at Hale Pele, you can. Now, I didn't get some food, but we had some people in our party get some food, and we'll talk about that in a second. Now, there is nothing better with Tiki drinks than fire! Fire, fire, fire. So, Hale Pele has some good drinks on fire. I forget which one this was exactly, but here's an individual drink on fire. And this was her first Tiki drink and first drink she's ever had on fire. And then, boom, when they bring out the bowl drink, then there's this whole presentation. Because when you take an open flame and you sprinkle cinnamon over top of it, oof, it erupts. Now, not every bar does this. Some can't for zoning laws and stuff. But the ones that can, they do it at Trader Sam's in Disneyland, and they do it at Hale Pele. It definitely gets people's attention. And why do they do that? Because other people get it too. They're like, man, I want that fire. I want an air of danger with my cocktails. So here's a great shot. This is her throwing the cinnamon. And yeah, it's just badass. Now, this is a true travelogue. I will tell you the good and the bad. So I'm not just like kissing ass because I like the place. Because I'm going to tell you about how amazing the cocktails are there in a moment. But I got to tell you, I was a little miffed at them. I showed up and they said, how many? And I was supposed to have 16. Now we ended up with 12, but I was supposed to have 16 people. And at that moment, I think 8 or 9 were with us by the time they opened the doors. And I said to the doorman, 16. And he got miffed. He got miffed that I was bringing 16 paying customers to a tiki bar who wanted booze, half wanted food, and we all wanted mugs, but they didn't have any. Now, it's Friday. It was 4 o'clock. I get it. It's going to fill up anyway. But why be mad at anyone bringing you 16 paying customers? So he walks in and grabs like the manager girl, who's this girl right here with the flames, and she got more miffed. She's like, oh, 16? I go, yeah, I don't got them all here right now. I don't want to take up spaces. The people who were late, like if they showed up, they showed up. But she's like, all right, fine, sit here. But I'm like, I've never been so shocked that someone was annoyed that one person brought in 16 paying customers. Now it ended up being 12, but still, I was solely responsible for 12 paying customers. We all got drinks, multiple drinks. Half of us got food, and you would have sold, Hale Pele, you would have sold a minimum of 16 mugs had you had some, but you didn't. So next time somebody walks in with a lot of customers, don't be mad, be glad, be happy. Hey, look, I went to one of my favorite bars in Portland after this, and they were out of business. Bars go out of business. Don't be mad that someone's bringing you paying customers. That's all I got to say. All right. So back to the drinks. Whoop. Oh, also, when you get the big flames, these tikis behind start smoking. So you got the flames, you got the smoke. It's all kinds of magic. I love this place. So my little rant there was just about the 2 employees that I had to deal with, but I love this place. Now, here's some drinks. Now, let me talk about the drinks. The one thing that was really cool, let me find it real quick. Yeah. So this is 3 Dots and a Dash, one of my all-time favorite drinks, invented by Don the Beachcomber. Typically with 3 Dots and a Dash, you get 3 maraschino cherries or 3 brandy cherries and a piece of pineapple. This is the first time I have seen any bar use actual cherries. Those are 3 actual cherries. 2 had pits, 1 didn't. I'm not sure what happened to the pit and the one that didn't have it, but with stems. And I thought, wow, that's a unique twist. And so I was like, cool, that's super sweet. But the 3 Dots and a Dash was potent, and it's supposed to be a potent drink. It was amazing. We also got a Navy Grog. That's the drink on the left. A Navy Grog should be served with mint and a rock candy stir, which you see on top there. So that was served properly. That was awesome. I did have a sip of Eric and Stephanie's Volcano Bowl. That was so smooth and nice. And my friend Kim was with me, and we were sharing these drinks, and then we had the Demerara Dry Float, which I don't think I've ever had before. It was super tart. I liked it, but if you don't like tart, never get the Demerara Dry Float, because it'll be like, it's like you just ate a lemon. And then I did the 151 Swizzle, which was amazing. So then my friend Alan got the taro chips, which I tasted, and they were super good. Eric and Stephanie had the short ribs and the basil fried rice. They loved that too. And the music, it was a true tiki bar. And in a minute, I'll tell you about Tiki Bar. It doesn't play true tiki music. This played true tiki music, and it was really good. Now, to finish off the night there, we finished with a zombie and a Nui Nui. The zombie was good. Didn't expect any less than that. Now, the Nui Nui was an old-timey drink that had kind of gotten lost to history. And Beach Bum Berry, the man who basically rediscovered most of the tiki drinks and figured out their recipes, kind of brought the Nui Nui back. And I've had a bunch of Nui Nuis from Beach Bum himself, and the Hale Pele's Nui Nui was the best I have ever had. It was the most amazing. I'd put it in one of my top 10 tiki cocktails of all time. Their Nui Nui was amazing. Not super potent. They usually go up to Frankie's goes 5 skulls. I think Hale Pele goes up to 4, but it was a 3. So it was a little potent, but not bad. But man, that Nui Nui, I'm still thinking about it today. I'm going to be back there next week. I can't wait for another one. That'd be the first drink I order. That's how good the Nui Nui was. All right, so let's do a little bit of fun thing here. They got some nice new glassware. I've never seen the taller glasses like this. Loved the logo. And to make it even more fun, I just threw my camera flashlight behind each drink because there's a little volcano in the middle there, and lit it up. So I thought that was kind of fun, seeing the different drinks all lit up. And that was pretty much our night at Hale Pele. All right, now there's another bar called the Rum Club. Now it is not a tiki bar, so much so that this is part of their decor. Part of their decor, a carved wooden grizzly bear. Not really tiki, but it's called the Rum Club for a reason. Because why? They got a shit ton of rum. The rum is amazing. And so it was Eric and Stephanie and Kim and I and my buddy Blair, who I'll talk about in a minute. We're at the Rum Club. And I've been there many times. My wife Stacey and I have been there. And I've always loved the place. And I finally talked to the owners this time. Michael and Wendy are two of the nicest people I've ever met. Wendy was such a doll. We started chatting about the rum and how many times I've come, telling her about this show, but she was so excited. So I hope she does watch this because I love the Rum Club. I've always loved the Rum Club. Now, here's my tip about the Rum Club. I don't hate it for this, but the later in the night it goes, the younger the crowd gets and the more the music turns into. So us older folk who just want to go for a nice cocktail want to go at opening, 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock, whatever the opening is. But so this is their rum selection. This is their rum old fashioned. And man, it was beautiful. If you've ever had an old fashioned, it's not typically made with rum, but they made theirs with rum. So they use añejo rum. They use Smith and Cross Jamaican rum, bitters, a little demerara syrup, and an orange peel, and one big ice cube. And man, that's a manly adult drink right there. That was so awesome. So if you like your rum almost straight up, you cannot go wrong at the Rum Club with a Rum Club Old Fashioned. Again, can't wait to get back next week to have another one of those because that's how good that drink is. Now I see Eric in the chat talking about the Pedro, and yes, we also I think Eric had it and I tried it. The Pedro Martinez, aged Guyana rum, Torino vermouth, maraschino liqueur, orange and Flarinum bitters, lemon oil, and one big cube. That was amazing too. And the rums in the Pedro Martinez were El Dorado 5 years, Plantation Dark, and Ron-Abuelo. So it was amazeballs. I wrote that in my notes. Amazeballs. That was a great drink. And then I did get a Mai Tai because I like to base Tiki Bars and rum bars on their Mai Tai. And I got to tell you, I didn't love it. And I told them I didn't love it. And here's why I didn't love it. Not because it was bad. They use agricole rum. And for those of you not in the rum world, agricole is a little bit different than some of the other rums without being too nerdy. And I'm just not a huge fan of agricole. And I just didn't love it because of that. They make a fine drink. It just wasn't my favorite. I'll go back for the Pedro Martinez. I'll go back for the old fashioned in a heartbeat. I'm just not loving the Mai Tai, but it was good. Others liked it. It just wasn't for me. Now, here's what I loved about the Rum Club. We got there early, so the owners were there setting up. And then an employee came in, and there was like, I don't know, 6 or 7 customers, and everyone who was at work clapped for the employee. And I'm like, well, that was fun. And then another employee came in like 20 minutes later, and then the whole bar erupted. And then my buddy Blair, who runs BG Reyonlds Syrups, he walked in, and the whole bar erupted for him. And I'm like, what a fun place. What a great way to welcome your employees to work is to clap for them. I've never seen something like that. And it was just so amazing and fun that it made me love the bar even more. I already love that bar anyway, but it made me love it even more because that was cool. It was fun to watch. I was just upset that we didn't get applause and we all walked in. I'm like, that's not for everybody? Come on now. All right. Oh, and there is the Rum Club Mai Tai. So, I mean, it's made right. Lime, orgeat, orange liqueur, mint, crushed ice. But like I said, they use agricole rum, and I just didn't love it. I did not love it. All right, and then you cannot go to Portland and not go to the Alibi. The Alibi has been there, as you can see on the back of this mug, since 1947. That's a long time. Now, my buddy Blair, who started Hale Pele, who owns BG Reyonlds Syrups, him and I went to the Alibi about, I don't know, 4 or 5 years ago. We couldn't finish our drinks. They were that bad. Two younger guys took over the Alibi a couple years ago, and they want to make the drinks better. The Alibi didn't have any mugs. They started making mugs, and you know what? We had a good time. The gang of us that were at the Rum Club had now moved to the Alibi, and we had a good time. So right away, we realized the shake of the bartender sounded good. So that tells you, all right, maybe they've been schooled and educated a little bit better in the cocktails. And we started with a Jet Pilot, a Saturn, and a Mai Tai. And here's what I wrote. All right, not bad, way better. Not Smuggler's Cove or Hale Pele level, but way better. And then I got the Zombie, which comes in this mug. And what's nice is with the mug and the drink, it's $30. The drink alone is 12. So you get the mug for 18, and then you bring the mug home and you sell it for 45 to $50. So not only is your Zombie free, you actually make money. Now, Alibi's been around for a long time, and it looks good. This is the back bar to the Alibi. They got tons of great lamps, tons of great old signage. They got a great black velvet nude on the back bar. This black light Hula Girls was put in the 1970s. Still a cool piece, unlike any other piece in their Tiki Bar. This fountain is right between the lounge and the back area. And the back area does something different than most Tiki Bars, which I'll show you in a second. And then here was our first round of drinks. They made new menus. The menus look pretty good. And like I said, all in all, it was pretty good. Like I would go back. The last time I was there, I would go back, but only to drink a beer. Only to drink a beer. And here's a big tiki in the wall right next to the back room and these cool torches. And when I was at the Bikini Lounge in Phoenix, I had seen the little put 2 quarters in and get the sex things out in the bathroom. I'm like, I ain't never seen a Tiki Bar with that. Well, guess what? Now there's 2, because here it is, adults only, shocking, not a drawing, pictures of actual pussies. So 2 Tiki Bars now have this in their bathroom. All right, but here is what's unique about the Alibi. They are known to be the karaoke place in all of Portland. And yes, karaoke and tiki do not go together, typically. But let me show you a quick video here of... Now, you're not going to hear the sound, but look, it is packed. This is the back room. It is packed. There's bachelorette party after bachelorette party. Everyone, I mean, look at these great tiki lamps, but everyone's singing, everyone's lined up. So they didn't have to, and the reason I'm showing this is they didn't have to work on the cocktails. They packed this place because of karaoke. They pack it. But these 2 guys who took it over said, we should work on the cocktails a little bit because they pretty much stink. And we should bring tiki mugs back. So now you got decent cocktails. You got tiki mugs. Then, hey, man, if you want to sing karaoke, you can do that too. Whoop. All right. Get back to the pictures here. All right. And the last bar I visited and put in quotes is my friend Blair Reyonlds, like I said, who opened Hale Pele, who owns BG Reyonlds Syrups, all the fine syrups for tiki drinks. He hosts a Thursday night show out of his home bar. This is his home bar. I was his guest that week. So if you go over and join the BG Reyonlds Tiki Bar group, you will see all his weekly shows. He has guests in all the time. They make all kinds of cocktails. And I just got an email from Blair. Just this second. I just got an email from Blair. That was crazy. So now that you can show up in Blair's Tiki Bar all the time, but, any chance I can get to go to Tiki Bar, whether it's open to the public or not, I'm stopping in. So we had a great time on the show. It was a fun, quick hour. And my buddy Adrian, who does the Inside the Desert Oasis Room podcast, I drag his little sticker around. You can see in the lower left-hand corner there and put it up everywhere so people can see the love I have for my boy Adrian. Now, speaking of Adrian, when you're done watching this YouTube video, Adrian does a podcast. It's called Inside the Desert Oasis Room. This is a picture of his home tiki bar, and he has interviewed all the players in the tiki world, from mug makers to bar owners to rum owners to me. I've been on a couple episodes. I've been on 3 episodes now. And if you want to learn more about tiki, there is no better way than Inside the Desert Oasis Room. You'll get to hear about all the people involved in the scene, all the people who are making the scene happen. I'm more of a travelogue kind of guy. Oh, and one last, sorry, I didn't mean to jump ahead. One last quick thing about the Alibi. They weren't playing tiki music, but the karaoke was so that when we looked at it and we went back to the lounge and they were playing Tom Sawyer by Rush, I was never more happy to hear Rush in a tiki bar than that night, since I couldn't hear the karaoke anymore. So Rush in a tiki bar is only okay on one time, when it drowns out the karaoke. That's when it's okay. But yeah, head over to the Inside the Desert Oasis Room. Just Google it, and you will learn all kinds of cool stuff about Tiki. Now, back to Portland. So next week is Tiki Con, the big Portland event. It is a 3-day event all about Tiki and home bar visits. And I am one of the symposium presenters. I am teaching a class on flipping Tiki. There will be a live Facebook feed. I will promote that everywhere next week. And if you're coming, I am also one half of the commentating duo for the Iron Tiki Tender Mai Tai contest. So we got 3 finalists. They're doing 3 Mai Tai contests. They're doing 20 Mai Tais if they're all good and quality and quick, garish garnish, and secret ingredient. So we will be chatting about that and having a good time. And like I said, if you're coming to the event, come check out my symposium. Come check me out at the Tiki Tender contest. And if you're staying at home, you can watch my symposium online. All right. And then we have 2 little segments in my show. The Den of Sin new Tiki mugs. So these are the newest mugs that have shown up this week at the Den of Sin. I had a friend down in Orlando, and she was so nice because I paid for her drink, basically. She was so nice to pick me up the new Nautilus. This is brand new from Trader Sam's. They changed the color to a light brown. So if you have a friend going to Disney World, just buy them their drink. They'll send you the mug. Easy peasy. Now, I could flip this and actually double my money, but I don't want to because I want to keep it. I also picked up this new Fugu, not new, but new to me, from Hmong Tiki. It's a 2-tone, which I did not have. I only had I had 2 others that are just solid colors. Oh dear. And our good friends Julie and Chris Brown were just in Washington, D.C., and they stopped at the new Tiki Bar Archipelago, and they picked me up the new mug from there, along with some swizzles. But man, if you're going to make swizzles, you got to make them so they stick out of your cocktail glass. These are a little short. And then last new mug I'm going to share, and this is going to be from next week's episode. So next week's episode is going to be all about the Lua on the Lake Tiki event in upstate New York at Lake George. Patron was one of the sponsors of a room party. They gave out agave tiki mugs. So these room parties happen where you get free cocktails, but Patron went the extra mile and had agave tiki mugs to give out in their drink. So man, what up, Patron? Thank you. That was a great tiki mug. What? What up, Patron? And then last but not least, we have the Den of Sin marketplace. So I'm constantly selling stuff. I sell stuff in Facebook groups. I sell stuff on eBay, and I got stuff for sale right here. So if you're watching this live, and hi everybody to watching live, or you're watching it after the fact, these are the items that are for sale right now. If you see anything you like, hit me up on YouTube, hit me up on Facebook, wherever you can find me, tikipug@gmail.com. Drop me a little email. So I got a good variety tonight. We all know, if you're in the Tiki world, you all know Coco Joe's, but this is called the Coco Joe's Lean. They were built with however they were built, over time they lean. So the goal is to always find one leaning that hasn't completely fallen over yet. There we go. This one's got a good lean. It should be straight up and down. So if you're looking for this Tiki, and he's still got his little Lono Tiki thing on the back, $15 plus whatever the shipping is to your house could be yours. Also for $15, I have the Tiki Farm Collector's Catalog First Edition. This was all the mugs they ever made up until 2005. So this is now older, but this was the first catalog of all the mugs. It's a cool little piece, $15. I also got some music. Now, I just vended at Lua on the Lake, which we'll talk about in a week, but these are some of the things I still have. The Boss Martians, they're a surf group on Dionysus, DJ Lee's record label. Great surf music, only $10 plus shipping to your address. Y'all would have seen that. You would have pooped your pants. And then I don't know if y'all know Swanson, but Swanson's kind of a weird bird. He made some great art, and then he kind of disappeared off into Hawaii. So I've got this Swanson purse that is just badass. $50. I can't even find where they sold these purses. I got a couple, but this is the one I'm selling right now. $50. And then I got 2 mugs for sale. I got a vintage Mr. Bally High, no broken nose bones. Got the lid. Most of the red paint still there. Got the OMC sticker, and it's the concave bottom. $45 plus shipping. And even more rare is the Hawaiian Village barrel of rum. $5 plus shipping to your address. I do ship worldwide. So if you're watching this in Russia or you're watching this in Tacoma. I was going to say Poughkeepsie and Tacoma. If you're watching this in Sweden, I'll ship it anywhere. So if anything you like there, they're all for sale. The purse was 50. And that is another episode of Jason's Tiki Adventures. So like I said, next week I'll be in Portland. We'll be there for the whole long weekend, basically. I will post a link to my symposium. They're doing it live on Facebook, so I'm assuming anyone can watch who wants to watch. And I'm teaching Flippy all kinds of tips and tricks to selling your tiki for the most money. Things you need to know, like taking pictures, how to ship it, how to list it properly. And then if you're at the event, I will be commentating the Mai Tai contest with my buddy Tiki with Ray, and we will have a good time. So right after I get back from Portland, I will be doing another Tiki adventure about Luau on the lake. And then a week later, I'll be doing the Tiki adventure about the actual Tiki Con in Portland. So stay tuned for all that. Tons of Tiki adventures coming up, traveling around the country the rest of the year. So all kinds of fun. If you want to, if you've got a Tiki bar you want me to check out, drop me a note. Make sure to subscribe down below. Give me a thumbs up. If you got other questions about Tiki, I'm always around Facebook. Happy to help. Just drop me a note and I'll do whatever I can for you. And with that, I will say aloha. I'm out of here. Bye-bye.